Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Softball, and with us for the first time is first-year head coach Wally King. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Year one here at Ferris State. Just talk about how the years went so far here in your first year with the program.
Year's gone well. You know, we've had a lot of growth this year, and you know, we'll continue to grow. Still making some mistakes here and there, and I just think it's a learning process, and we're just continuing to try and improve our game so that we're playing the best at the end of the year.
Had a chance to go to Florida to open the year and played 22 games down there. Talk about how that experience helped prepare you for the conference season.
Well, it's always great to get outside, and nice thing is playing that many games in a row really gave us an opportunity to kind of get in a little rhythm, and you know, we got a chance to play a lot of people, and so for us it was a good opportunity, a lot of at-bats, you know, seeing a lot of good competition. We really didn't shy away from the competition. We went down there, played a really challenging schedule, and did really well. You know,
I know you've had a chance to work with a number of players over the years. You had a great nucleus coming back. Talk about how they've adjusted to maybe your approach and your system.
I think the whole team's adjusted well. You know, the newcomers as well as the veterans. You know, we have a different style. You know, we are a little bit more power game, and they've adjusted well to that. We've increased those numbers, doubles, triples. You know, our ability to drive the ball in the gaps. That's kind of what we do offensively, and then defensively, we're just trying to be clean. And, you know, so that's why we spend so much time on just the fundamental aspects.
Bulldogs certainly battled some weather here early this month, but now right in the middle of a busy stretch as you try to play some of those makeup games. Talk about this past weekend, 5 straight days of doubleheaders.
Well, 4 straight days. You know, we went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, you know, that's a challenge. And especially the challenge being that home 2 days, get done about 8 o'clock on Friday, bus departs on Saturday at 5 a.m., 5-hour drive down to Tiffin, and then you get off the bus and you have to play right away. That was a challenge, but really responded well. You know, started off with Lake Superior State and swung the bats very well. Again, our power game, and did some really good things in that game, played good defense. Then Northwood games, really 3-3 going into the 5th or the 6th of that game, and we get into a little jam, and we're close to getting out of it, and then things just kind of imploded. We talk about the fact that it's a long season, a lot of games, and you're going to have one of those games every year where things just don't go well. We had one of those that day. You know, then come back and go 1-1 into the 7th with them the next game, and Northwood goes and rolls the weekend and takes 2 from Saginaw Valley and splits with Wayne State, giving them their first loss. So they're a competitive team, and I thought we played well other than the 1 inning against them. Get down to Tiffin, and Tiffin's pitchers were very good. Wind blowing in 25, 30 miles an hour, which kind of limits our game. So we had to kind of make some adjustments and some changes. I thought we did a great job winning a couple close ones there. Had some people really step up in that game. You know, Sarah Johnson, Emily Smith, both had great games. Great doubleheader then. And then roll in, you know, the next morning and go play. And you know, gave one away. I mean, we had the lead and, you know, a couple errors. And again, that's been kind of our key is if we're playing clean, we win the tight games. And unfortunately, we've got 11 one-run losses where we've found a way to give one away, and you know, that's what we continue to try and work on and clean up.
Bulldogs back at home this week. Final 8 games of the regular season, all here at home, and you had a chance to play at home for the first time this past Thursday and Friday. Talk about these home games and what it takes to pull out some wins.
Well, first of all, what a great crowd we've had, you know, in our 2 home games. It's been awesome. We hope for continued great weather. You know, so we really appreciate the support. Hope everybody can come out and support us. Northwood's going to be tough. I mean, Northwood split with Hillsdale, so you know that's going to be a challenge. I mean, they're competing right now to try and get into the tournament, so they're fighting for their lives. So they're going to come in and they're going to be aggressive. So we're really going to have to show up and take care of our business with them. You know, and we go into the weekend, and you know, Walsh and Malone again. We don't take anybody lightly, and kind of one of our mantras this year has been opponent don't matter. And we just have to show up and take care of our business and not worry about the other team. We don't do a ton of scouting. We don't do a lot of investigating as far as, you know, who does what, and we just play our game. And we're going to play to our strengths, whether that be our pitchers, whether that be our hitters. We're going to play to our strengths, and we've been successful with that so far, so we're going to stick with that.
Bulldogs playing these games, obviously some big games in terms of the conference seeding. Bulldogs 8th in the region this past week, and certainly have some implications in terms of postseason play.
Yeah, It's going to be difficult now with the losses to Hillsdale and things to maybe we get bounced because Hillsdale was right behind us in that regional ranking. But, our goal is never to worry about that stuff. It'll take care of itself if we work hard, we play our game, and we just concentrate on ourselves. So, we'll go out, we'll play the best we can over the next 8 games, see how that stretch goes, look to get into the tournament, and then play well in that, and then, really it then becomes up to some people making decisions that are out of our hands.
Talk about the improvement your team's made from day one when you came in to where you're at right now.
Wow, we started off with basic fundamental throwing drills, which, the girls I know at first were like, what are we doing? And we went 2 weeks with throwing drills and 4 corner drills and all that type of stuff. But it's really kind of taken off from there, and they've done a great job with it. They're a different team right now, totally different team. And I don't know if they bought into everything completely what we were doing until we got to Florida and then started off 10-2. Then I think they started to believe. And, once you start to believe, great things can happen.
Talk about your strengths maybe in terms of the way you play on the field and what's been some of the key areas for you here this spring.
We've had good pitching for the most part. I mean, the ERA, Coach Kirkpatrick's done a fantastic job with the pitching staff. Pitchers have all worked hard. ERA is half of what it was. We got Megan Vanderwall, who's 5th in the league right now with her ERA. And the staff was over 5 last year. So, he's done a great job with that. Obviously, giving up less runs is a start to that. Now we're averaging more runs, significantly more runs a game, hitting about 50, 60 points higher than they did last year, so that leads to more runs. So, you decrease runs on the defensive side, you increase runs on the offensive side, it's going to lead to some victories.
In terms of what's ahead for the Bulldogs, just talk about where you hope to go from here as you continue to build this program.
Well, it's championships, and that's what we always talk about, and we talked about it even for this year. That's the frustrating part. I feel like we've been right there with some of our one-run losses. We talked about it yesterday after our one-run loss and just said, we are a team that's right on the verge of being 35-10. We have the ability. We have some very, very talented players right now, bringing in some very talented players next year. But this squad is capable of doing some things right now this year. They've worked hard enough. They've developed the skill set, and we feel like we have the ability to make a run.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs here. 8 games here to wrap up the regular season at home, and looking forward to watching the Bulldogs play here at home.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action and get all the updates online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.
No rap.